Baseball fans, buckle up, because August 17th is bringing us a loaded slate of MLB matchups that are dripping with playoff implications, red-hot offenses, pitching duels, and serious betting value. We've got 8 games on the board, and each one has a storyline that bettors and fans need to lock into. From powerhouses trying to secure their playoff seeds to underdogs desperate to play spoiler, this Sunday card is tailor-made for drama. Whether you're chasing strikeout props, home run bombs, or looking for that perfect parlay builder, I'm breaking down every angle you need to crush the books. We're not just picking winners here, we're diving deep into the numbers, the matchups, and the momentum to find the smartest plays on the board. Nationals Park sets the stage for a mid-morning interleague clash as the Philadelphia Phillies, 70-52, square off against the Washington Nationals, 49-73, in Game 1 on August 17th. The betting board favors the Phillies modestly, around -120 to -130 on the moneyline, with the Nationals priced between +100 to +110. The total hovers near 9 runs, indicating an expectation for a measured game, but with scoring upside lurking in the bullpen frames. Given the pitching discrepancy and momentum shifts, the true value may lie in lateral edges, props, and timing. ESPN's matchup predictor shows the contest is moderately tight, giants of betting logic, but far from a lock. Philadelphia will hand the ball to Aaron Nola, who returns from the injured list after recovering from left ankle surgery. Despite a 1-7 record, his career talent, mid-3.00 ERA mix, elite control, and soft tissue awareness, carries significant upside. His return is as much about command and tempo as it is about run prevention. On the other side, Washington takes a more volatile route with Mitchell Parker, 7'13", 5.55 ERA, 84 kiloseconds. His results this season highlight inconsistency, high walk rates, and limited margin for error. The matchup leans clear, structured floor with Philadelphia, sharp volatility with the Nats. Looking deeper at team dynamics, Philadelphia ranks top 5 in both batting average and ERA this season, backed by a lineup featuring power threats and on-base specialists. Kyle Schwarber leads the team with 42 homers and 97 RBIs. Trey Turner's .286 average and Bryce Harper's power presence further anchor offensive reliability. Washington's offense pivots heavily on young power like James Wood, 25-hour, and on-base metrics from C.J. Abrams, but overall offensive consistency remains elusive. Wood, once an all-star home run derby participant, appears mired in a post-break slump, batting just .194 since the break with power and patience dipping. From a betting lens, the edges unfold clearly. Core lean, Phillies moneyline, Nola's experience and the Phillies' firing offense align for control and risk management. Value lean, totals over 9 runs, neutral conditions, scoring upside through middle innings, and past totals trending toward over at Nationals factor into playability. Alternative lean, Nationals plus 1.5 run line, a structurally sound contrarian bet if Parker gets through the early innings unscathed and scoring stays moderate. Prop plays emerge as focused opportunities. Nola under 5.5 strikeouts, softer secondary offerings and a return situation may limit high K upside. Parker over 4.5 strikeouts, his strikeout rate can scale if he leans into spin, especially with contact-heavy Phillies lineup. Schwarber over 0.5 RBIs, driving value in middle lineup efficiency, especially with Nola controlling tempo early. Wood over 0.5 hits, breakout projection value, even in slump, the raw bat and inconsistency in Philadelphia's rotation support upside. An efficient same-game parlay might be Phillies ML plus over 9 plus Schwarber RBI. This combines outcome direction, scoring tempo, and power efficacy around Nola's return. For higher potential return, Nationals plus 1.5 RL plus would hit plus over 9. Targets volatility with recovery and youth upside, appropriate for more aggressive bettors. If the game flows unexpectedly, early offense, delays, or weather shifts, live pivots to Phillies minus 1.5 or higher totals may offer dynamic edge. A solid projection. Phillies 6, Nationals 3, Nola controls durations, Phillies offense capitalizes late, and Washington fights but falls short. Lean clearly on Phillies ML, supplement with overplay, and pepper props for return value. Sunday matinee action moves to Fenway Park as the Boston Red Sox, 69-56, host the Miami Marlins, 58-64, in Game 2 of the series. The betting market places Boston as modest favorites, usually around minus 120 to minus 130 on the money line, while the Marlins sit in the plus 100 to plus 110 range. The over-under opens near 9 runs, reflecting middle ground expectations. Simulation tools show a slight edge toward Boston, but this is a matchup that pitches toward value setups, props, and flow-based reactions. Today's arms create a strong angle split. Boston turns to Garrett Crochet, 13.5, 2.48 ERA, 188 Ks, a dominant lefty with high strikeout upside and reliable command. Against him, Miami counters with Jansen Junk, 6-2, 4.06 ERA, 52 kiloseconds, a soft-tossing righty whose ERA is inflated by defensive miscues and contact percentages, making this pitching matchup more intriguing than it looks on the surface. Recent trends support explosive scoring at Fenway. Over has hit in 4 of the last 5 games at Oracle Park, and Boston's home total frequency leans toward more offense. Miami's offense still features dual power speed threats like Kyle Stowers, 25 homers, 73 RBIs, and Xavier Edwards, .306 AVG, .385 SLG, while Boston counters with lethal output from Wylyer Abreu, 21 homers, 67 RBIs, and reliable firepower in Trevor Story, 76 RBIs. Breaking down the betting edges. Core lean. Red Sox moneyline. Crochet's command, Bo Sox's potent lineup, and home environment give a well-supported anchor. Value lean. Over 9 runs. Larry Field juice, plus trend alignment at Fenway, suggest upside in run accumulation. Alternative lean. Marlins plus 1.5 run line, valuable for aggressive bettors banking on Junk holding contact and Miami jumping early. Top props to target based on matchup structure and value. Crochet over 6.5 strikeouts, his K9 is sky high, and Marlins chase often. Junk under 4.5 strikeouts, contact-based Arsenal plus Fenway's fair field limits hamper with upside. Stowers over 0.5 RBIs, plenty of run support and power upside align with his role and pricing. Abreu over 0.5 total bases, power bat in home comfort, always plus value. Your structured same-game parlay (SGP) could look like Red Sox ML plus over 9 plus Crochet over Ks. This captures outcome, run flow, and elite strikeout upside in one correlated build. For those chasing larger returns, a higher yield variant. Red Sox minus 1.5 RL plus over 9 plus Stowers RBI. If the Red Sox offense ignites early, this brings both coverage and scoring juice. Or, if chasing volatility, Marlins plus 1.5 RL plus Junk under Ks plus Abreu TB over. Targets risk and late momentum, wild scene reward if Junk keeps it tight and Marlins surprise. Projected final. Red Sox 6, Marlins 4. Crochet controls early, offense capitalizes, Junk holds middle, but Boston closes. Lean Red Sox ML. Build over and props for sharp edge. The schedule moves to Rogers Center for an afternoon showdown as the Toronto Blue Jays, 72-51, host the Texas Rangers, 61-62. There's serious playoff urgency brewing on both sides. The Jays seek division reassertion while the Rangers aim to ride momentum in the AL West. Oddsmakers place Toronto as the clear favorite, with moneyline odds ranging from minus 160 to minus 175, while Texas sits marginally behind at +134 to +140. The total is set around 8.5 runs, drawing attention to tight structure with upside for offensive bursts. With implied win probability hovering around 58–60% for Toronto, value hinges on pitching, prop edge, and timing. Toronto's ace for the afternoon is Eric Lauer, 7-2, 2.82 ERA, 83 kiloseconds in 83 2/3 IP, bringing efficiency, quality innings, and a knack for weak contact. He's delivered 7 strong outings and minimized runs, precisely the type of arm to limit volatility in early frames. Texas counters with Patrick Corbin, 6-8, 4.00 ERA, 97 kiloseconds, whose season is defined by inconsistency. He offers the tantalizing upside of a veteran lefty but floats an elevated whip and a mere 11 quality starts in 22 opportunities. The pitching gap leans Toronto structurally, but Corbin's choppiness invites prop and parlay intrigue. Recent trends underscore scoring volatility. Blue Jays games have gone over in 66 of 122 instances, and they've extended an ATS win percentage of around 60% across home contests. Meanwhile, Rangers games deliver less frequency on totals going over and weaker ATS cover rates away from home. Offensively, Toronto stacks depth and dual-dimension power. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., .300 AVG, 20 HR, .497 SLG, leads visually, but Bo Bichette, Alejandro Kirk, and George Springer expand consistent threat zones. Texas counters via Corey Seager, 17 HR, strong contact, and Jake Berger, with recent form suggesting media attention. Rangers' persistent strikeout trends, however, tilt potential advantage back to Toronto. Betting strategy breakdown: core lean, Blue Jays ML, structure, rotation depth, and home leverage align strongly. Value lean, underside, Rangers plus 1.5 RL, smart underdog cover play, especially if offensive settle is delayed. Total lean, slight edge for over 8.5, park, lineup devices, and the past run flow support higher scoring. Props with strong value tilt. Lauer under 5.5 strikeouts, consistent, efficient style, unlikely to pile up high K totals. Corbin under 4.5 strikeouts, risk angle with low upside, betting value leans here. Guerrero Jr., over 1.5 total bases, elite contact and power combo makes him a plus price target. Bichette over 1.5 terabytes, solid on-base breed with speed and power nuance. A clean same-game parlay example. Blue Jays ML plus over 8.5 plus Guerrero TB over. This aligns confidence in outcome, offensive bounce, and top bat leverage. Or, for high return structure, Rangers plus 1.5 RL plus Bichette TB over plus Corbin under Ks. Combines defensive buffer, offensive value, and pitching fade for contrarian edge. Live pivot strategy. Should Lauer appear off-mark earlier, the wind shift disadvantages the Jays. Flipping to Rangers ML or higher total becomes viable, especially as line could soften quickly. Game projection. Blue Jays 5, Rangers 3, Lauer controls early, Toronto's lineup strikes middle innings, and Rangers keep game competitive but fall short. Lean Blue Jays for safety, build upside through over and prime bats. First pitch fires from Great American Ballpark as the Cincinnati Reds, 64-59, host the Milwaukee Brewers, 77-44, in a beefy NL Central showdown loaded with playoff implications. The books hand the Brewers modest favoritism, around -140 megaliters, while the Reds sit in the +120 range. The total lands at 9 runs, hovering near league average. But with momentum, pitching matchups, and power stacks at play, this game ignites edge potential for those who dig deep. We've got a rare lefty-on-lefty showdown. The Brewers will send Jose Quintana, 10-4, 3.44 ERA, 69 Ks, to the mound, a seasoned vet whose floor is deep innings and weak contact control. The Reds counter with rising stud Andrew Abbott, 8-3, 2.41 ERA, 105 Ks, and All-Star in 2025, whose savvy arsenal and efficiency provide elite upside. Abbott has been dominant in traffic this year and the edge clearly tilts toward Cincinnati's starter. Form-wise, Milwaukee is one of MLB's hottest teams, riding a 12-game win streak, closest they've come to historical trance. Yet the Reds are no pushovers at home. Cincinnati is 4-1 in its last 5 games and 3-2 ATS, a signal that momentum and betting value could bend back. Game themes break early. Core lean. Lean Brewers moneyline. Quintana's experience and Brewers form give structural edge. Value lean. Reds plus 1.5 RL. Abbott matches matchup. Cincinnati attacks lineup friendly venue, plus hometown support. Total lean. Lean under 9. Lefty pitchers on both sides, and GABP holds gut unless power erupts. Props to navigate. Quintana over 5.5 kiloseconds. Brews throw style with swing miss upside, especially early. Abbott over 7.5 kiloseconds. Elite K, 9 pace and rarely backs down from contact. Christian Yelich over 1.5 total bases. Power streak in action, multiple homers recently, and supercharged as Brewers catalyst. Elly de la Cruz over 0.5 hits. Top Reds sparkplug. Volatility favors him to stomp early. A surgical same-game parlay layout. Brewers ML plus under 9 plus Abbott over Ks, blends structural outcome with control and strikeout gameflow. For higher ceiling, Reds plus 1.5 RL plus Abbott over Ks plus de la Cruz hit, big payoff potential if that Reds swing zone dominates early. Live angle. If Brewers pull ahead early or Abbott unravels control, fade the Reds line and look to Brewers RL for reaction value. Prediction. Brewers 4, Reds 3. A tight, low-scoring contest. Move with Brewers ML for structure, under 9 for flow suppression, and key props for extra edge. Progressive field looms large as the Cleveland Guardians, 63-58, return home to face the Atlanta Braves, 54-68, in Game 4 of this critical late-season series. The backdrop is electric. The Guardians look to capitalize on home field momentum, while the Braves chase redemption and desperately need a spark. The betting market teeters slightly in Cleveland's favor, with the Guardians priced at -105 to -110, and Atlanta at +105 to +110, a coin flip scenario reflecting structure and atmosphere, not runaway superiority. The total sits at 8.5 runs, setting the tone for a measured energy play. Simulations give Cleveland a narrow edge at around 52% win probability, pointing to an environment ripe for advanced strategy and parlay leverage. On the mound, Eric Fedda, 412, 5.40 ERA, 70 kiloseconds, toes the rubber for Atlanta, a frustrating year of inconsistency and flair, a starter built for volatility. Facing him is Logan Allen, 7-9, 3.94 ERA, 92 kiloseconds, a lefty offering steadier control and better command, yet not flawless. Both pitchers lean toward groundball-inducing arsenals and pace-centric play. Early indicators suggest a duel, control versus chaos. Performance trends sharpen clarity. Atlanta enters hot, riding a 3-game win streak and fresh momentum, while the Guardians leverage structure and home splits. Historically, Cleveland has covered 61% of games where their moneyline favorites -112 or shorter. On the flip, Atlanta converts underdog roles only 30% of the time, placing more pressure on their bats and bullpen to exceed. Over-under trends are weighted but not extreme. Guardians games go over more often than not, and Braves contests fall in and out of rhythm, creating fertile ground for smart total plays. Offensively, Cleveland depends on Jose Ramirez, 25 HR, 64 RBI, .295 AVG, and the contact and power cross of Stephen Kwan, while Atlanta leans on Ronald Acuna Jr., Matt Olson, and Marcell Ozuna to supply big hits. The graft gap is in momentum and timing. Cleveland's ballpark environment suits turnout. Atlanta's hitting approach thrives when Feta mistakes accumulate. Let's scald through the betting strategy. Core lean. Guardians ML. Structurally sound, pitcher edge, and home park firepower. Value lean. Under 8.5 runs, dual-level starting arms, controlled pace, and both pen sets soft across recent outings. Alternative lean. Braves plus 1.5 run line, high leverage value if Feta stabilizes early and bats respond around first phasing. Props sharpen the offensive edge. Feta under 4.5 strikeouts, struggles to carry pitches deep if pressured by contactable arms. Allen over 5.5 kiloseconds, exploitable swings plus rising pitch combination equals value. Michael Harris 2 over TBs, hot bat heating the finish line, high upside deep in price. Jose Ramirez over RBIs, prime RBI triggers in high leverage frames make his price line flexible. Crafted same game parlay. Guardians ML plus under 8.5 plus Allen over Ks, outcome structure, scoring restraint, and strikeout surge loading. For high yield alternative, Braves plus 1.5 RL plus Harris TB over plus Allen over Ks, major upside if home spark and volatility converge. If game flow surprises, say Cleveland lets first run slip or weather shifts, live fry around pivot to under 8 or ML covering the opposite side can capture reaction betting value. Fiery projection. Guardians 4, Braves 2. Controlled pace, early lead, bullpen preservation. The strategic lean. Fat edge on Guardians ML, structure with under, and forecasted value through strikeout prop and power play. Guaranteed rate field welcomes the Kansas City Royals 60-62 as they chase 8.500 push, hosting the Chicago White Sox 44-79 in a game that oozes volatility. The books tilt heavily toward Kansas City, around -190 moneyline, while Chicago limps in at +160 to +170. The total is modest, 8 runs, inviting a structure-first outlook. But beneath that quiet line lies chaos. Based on rotations, played matchups, and recent trends, this is a strategic pinpoint game for bettors with appetite for risk portions and layered insurance. On the mound, Kansas City rolls with Noah Syndergaard 10-8, 3.93 ERA, 175 K, power arm elite with streaky dominance and the ability to blow hitters away early. The White Sox counter with Stephen Wiseman 0-5, 5.50 ERA, a rookie with raw stuff but an ERA that reflects the growing pains of orbit-level pitching. That dug-in gap sets up classic structure versus variance. Edge to KC, but room to harvest if the hot arm pops. A quick glance at trends shows Kansas City's offense coming alive at home. Overplays hit in 4 of their last 5 at Kauffman, while as underdogs, the White Sox have covered just 31% of the time. Meanwhile, Royals games have stayed under in 4 of the last 6. That dichotomy screams, value is buried in flows, not pace. Offensively, KC balances power and discipline via Vinny Pasquantino 23 HR, .303 AVG, and contact with Michael Garcia, .304 AVG. Chicago leans hard on veterans like Andrew Benintendi, 14-hour, and young coherence from Sebastian Rivero, but depth is lacking. Here's where the betting edge lies. Core lean. Royals moneyline. Structured rotation. Plateau offense. Home-proof ingredients. Value lean. Royals -1.5 run line. High risk, high ROI if Syndergaard scores early and Chicago fumes. Total lean. Lean under 8. Sinker arm arrives, middle lineup matches fatigue, and Chicago's output is cratered. Props that echo smart leverage. Syndergaard over 5.5 kiloseconds. Pure power arm. Whiffs are near guaranteed if White Sox chase. Wiseman over 4.5 kiloseconds. Put your faith in volatility. he's prone to swings that include strikeout upside. Pasquantino over 0.5 RBIs, clean contact and lineup leverage workspace makes this theft value. Benintendi over 1.5 total bases, veteran equity with plus matchup hope. Same game parlay structure suggestion. Royals ML plus under 8 plus Syndergaard over Ks, cohesive blend of control, velocity, and outcome leverage. For bigger payout, consider Royals minus 1.5 plus Pasquantino RBI plus Wiseman over Ks, flashy target ticket if the Royals dominate early frame. Live pivot idea. Hold until game start. If wind cuts offense or Syndergaard flashes all command, nail Royals ML or mid-level RL live juice. Projected final. Royals 5, White Sox 2. Run first approach, clean innings, and controlled offense deliver. Lions to lean. Royals ML for structure, under for pace, props for high-value whispers. Target field becomes the battleground as the Minnesota Twins, 56-63, aim to reset their season trajectory against the Detroit Tigers, 69-53. Detroit enters as the clear favorite, minus 160 to minus 170 on the money line, while the Twins sit at plus 140 to plus 150. The total sets at 8.5 runs, hinting at moderate scoring expectations but not ruling out high leverage bursts. Models lean heavily toward Detroit, assigning them a roughly 65% win probability, but the true play lies in props and parlay angles that target volatility, especially in early frames. On the mound, Detroit sends out their ace, Tariq Skubal 11-3, 2.31 ERA, 189 Ks, a dominant workhorse whose strikeout gauntlet and ground ball control can easily stifle a middling lineup. Minnesota counters with Michael Pineda, 3-3, 4.15 ERA, 60 kiloseconds, who brings strikeout potential but with a higher ceiling for volatility. Pineda's fastball-slider combo can fluster hitters, but his ERA and batting average against point to inconsistency. Recent performance trends back Detroit's dominance. The Tigers are 17-5 in games with Skubal, and their bullpen has ranked among the top 5 in MLB era over the past 2 weeks. Minnesota, meanwhile, has struggled to cover the spread as underdogs, going only 10-20 ATS in those spots this season. Sharp caveats for spread or ML plays. Offensively, the Tigers are powered by Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green, whose combined 40 homers and dynamic plate approach create deep threat potential. Minnesota counters with contact-focused bats like Byron Buxton and Carlos Correa, but lack the sustained power depth to outpace hot arms on the hill. Here's how the betting strategy structures. Core lean. Strong Tigers moneyline. Skubal leads, depth supports, and Detroit controls tempo. Value lean. Tigers minus 1.5 run line, plus leverage if Skubal dominates early and Twins pen unravels. Total lean. Lean under 8.5 runs, Skubal's efficiency and Minnesota's limited offensive ceiling limit scoring. Top value-driven props. Skubal over 8.5 strikeouts. He's averaging north of 11K, 9 against contact-prone teams. Pineda under 5.5 strikeouts. If he can't breathe life deep, upside drops. Carpenter over 0.5 RBIs, running hot and power contextual ceiling spark. Buxton over 1.5 total bases, consistent contact and still dangerous when healthy. A core same-game parlay SGP structure. Tigers ML plus under 8.5 plus Skubal over Ks, a blend of structural edge, scoring control, and K upside. For high-risk, high-reward bettors. Tigers minus 1.5 plus Carpenter RBI plus Pineda under Ks. Stakes could soar if Detroit dominates and Minnesota struggles early. Live value pivot idea. If Pineda falters immediately or rain applied ball outcomes shift, pivot to Twins minus 1.5 NL for reaction edge at declining lines. Fire hot projection. Tigers 6, Twins 2, Skubal smothers early, power levers pen and plate execution controlled. Lean Tigers ML, Bank strong undervalue, and load up the strikeout weapon plays for layered advantage. Daikin Park in Houston opens its gates Sunday afternoon as the Houston Astros, 68-54, host the Baltimore Orioles, 56-66. The boards lean toward Houston with confidence, the Astros priced at around -225, while the Orioles sit at +185, a wide gap that hints at the structural edge but also inflates value for contrarian angles. The total is set around 7.5 runs, suggesting a low to mid-scoring expectation. Predictions land in the 58-60% win probability range for Houston, reinforcing a directional lean without masking the volatility present in both pitching matchups and offensive patterns. Turn 0 search 14, turn 0 search 3. On the mound, the Astros inject fresh life with Christian Javier, 1-0, 3.60 ERA, a high upside, swing-and-miss lefty whose arsenal can dismantle lineups when crisp. He's going toe-to-toe with Dean Kramer, 8-9, 4.17 ERA, 116 Ks, Baltimore's dependable veteran whose consistency can stifle momentum, but who offers both command and contact upsides. A star versus role player narrative sets the frame. Javier's upside tightens value, but Kramer's steadiness appeals in long-game scenarios. Turn 0 search 0, turn 0 search 9, turn 0 search 4. Deep dive trend indicators spotlight compelling symmetry. Baltimore heads in on a 3-game win streak, and their bats have scored 21 runs across 2 recent wins, showing rebound firepower. Houston, meanwhile, remains dominant at home, 37-26, and boasts a staff-era ranking among the Owls' top 4. Nonetheless, centralized run totals against suggest middle-of-the-road scoring with upside for both constructed stacks and pitching fades. Turn 0 search 1, turn 0 search 6, turn 0 search 14. Here's how betting structure lines up. Core lean. Lean Astros moneyline. Rotation edge, offense depth, home execution all sync with win expectation. Value lean. Under 7.5 runs. Both starters pitch to contact, and Daikin Park can suppress run towers on controlled nights. Alternative lean. Orioles plus 1.5 RL, great plus money value if Kramer extends ability and Javier imposes early challenges. Props to deploy with edge upside. Javier over 6.5 strikeouts, elite whiff arsenal matches Orioles chase heavy approach. Kramer under 4.5 strikeouts, contact-based arsenal, deeper contact, and pace-heavy control. Jose Altuve over 0.5 RBIs, hot bat and veteran Kinnis make him a prime scoring trigger. Turn 0 search 5, turn 0 search 21. Gunnar Henderson over 0.5 hits, consistent contact, speed, and plate coverage give value even versus strong starter. Powerful same-game parlay (SGP) structure. Astros ML plus under 7.5 plus Javier over Ks, balanced, outcome-focused, and structure-supported. For high-upside gamers, Orioles plus 1.5 RL plus Javier over Ks plus Henderson hit, big reward if Baltimore leaps early and detours match flow. Watch game flow for an aggressive pivot, if skies shift, pen usage expands, or weather dulls carry, flipping toward under 7.5 live or deeper props on contact value offers layered edge. Fiery final projection. Astros 4, Orioles 2. Strategic pacing, elite rotation, and timely offense deliver control. Lean Astros ML, anchor under 7.5, and spark fire with strikeout edge plus contact value. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to Beyond the Box Score so you never miss a breakdown loaded with stats, props, and best bets. Drop your favorite pick of the day down in the comments and let me know which game you're riding with. I'll be replying to as many as I can. And if you're rocking with my analysis, turn on notifications because we've got daily previews, parlay builders, and betting angles coming your way every single day. Thank you for your support and love. See you in next video. Stay blessed.